Yep, there we go. It would actually help if I turn the audio on. There we go. Welcome back to another Market Open live stream. It is a Monday morning, November 15th. Let's take a look and see how the market is reacting today. We know that Tesla's being a little funny thanks to Elon Musk's commentary again that, hey, you know what? Maybe he should just sell more shares than what he initially agreed to. And yeah, that's exactly what Tesla stockholders want to hear here in the pre-market. So Tesla down at least another 2%. But in the meantime, we've got the indices. Dow futures up 0.38%, S&P futures up 0.34%, and the Nasdaq futures up 0.41. Bond market sitting at 1.577. It's very interesting how the bond market's not really pricing in this incredibly high inflation that everybody keeps talking about, which one of the things about inflation, and we knew this as of last year really, is that when you first start having inflation, it's always going to feel like inflation is so much larger and so much more ever present when you're in the moment. And it's so hard to think of a time when you're not going to have inflation again in the future. It's very difficult to think to feel like, oh, at some point in the future there might not be inflation again. But statistically, it's actually very difficult to keep inflation up because it just means prices are continuing to go up and up and up and up and up. One of the reasons that's statistically hard is because the more prices go up, I mean, essentially, the less willingness there is to pay. Yeah, so we'll see. It'll be really interesting to see when transitory, which has so much been defined as temporary, actually becomes a transition, and we end up seeing inflation go away. You are seeing there was a headline this morning in Bloomberg. I wonder if we can actually pull it up. There was a headline this morning in Bloomberg that I was reading, and it wasn't read the article as well about prices again of container ships starting to inflect substantially downward, and potentially an early sign of of at least somewhat of a flip in the wildness that we've been seeing in inflation for container prices. So we'll see. But let me see if I can find a shipping containers are in the terminal, so I don't know if it'll show up over here. Was it here? Let's see. I don't think so, but no. All right. Anyway, I'll just give you the bottom line. Basically, they were showing supply chain prices for containers and how essentially container prices were starting to plummet in certain areas for certain routes, and that was potentially a leading indicator of good news, and that maybe inflation will rotate away. Yeah, so we'll see. Hopefully is the question. Hope or the argument. So let's see what we got here. EV Gold. Take a look at that. EV Go down a good chunk here, 8.57%. Let's go ahead and grab the terminal as well, figure out why some of the things are moving the way they're moving. Yeah, let's see here. There we go. Okay. In the meantime, we'll come back to EV Go. ZOM down 5.47%. Owlet down 4%. 23andMe down 3.88%. Yeah, 23andMe is an interesting one. How it's always kind of been sitting around $10. It did actually fall below it for quite a while. I think this one's been overpriced from the get-go. I thought it was very expensive when they SPAC'd it, and Nasdaq did an article on me complaining about thinking it was a little overpriced. All right, let's see here. There we go. Okay, so yeah, and then Tesla down a couple percent. Again, that Elon Musk tease doesn't help. Elon Musk toying with Bernie Sanders about selling more shares yesterday. Again, the last thing I think Tesla holders right now is want to plan for the fact that Elon Musk is going to be selling more shares. So on Friday, in the after hours, we saw that GGPI was running, and it is carrying that over as expected to today. It was up 15% on Friday and is moving 13.37 here in the pre-market right now. You've got the Cannabis ETF. And keep in mind, we're in this sort of EV super cycle where EVs are just all hot and sexy again, which we really didn't have between February and, quite frankly, September. I mean, it was even October. It was a pretty slow grow there for a lot of the EVs. If anything, it was just a downtrend for a while until like May and June, and then finally a slow uptrend. But yeah, now it's just, gosh, anything that's electric vehicle. Oh gosh, buy, because if Tesla could run, then you could run too. It's kind of interesting. Yeah, I haven't finished my analysis on GGPI yet. I'm just not I haven't been extremely enthused, given that the car is already on the market, and market adoption has certainly not been as ambitious, but we'll see. So all right, then we've got Arcimoto. See, there you go. Anything EV, Arcimoto up 3.82%. You've got Purple up 6%. Mattress company. Wow, look at Purple. Purple went all the way down to $14. This is incredible. I bought this thing at 18, sold it at like 32 or 34. I can't believe it's at, oh my gosh, look at that. It went down to 13.26. What destruction. Holy moly. That's crazy. Look at the ride this thing's been on. Oh my gosh. Look at that. Wow. From $4 to $41 to $13. That is such a weird stock chart. I mean, it really just implies, we're buying you because everybody's buying mattresses and pillows during COVID, and now COVID's over. So here in February of this year, we'll just start selling you off. It's the stay-at-home darlings. They've been getting whacked in many cases. But anyway, Matterport, 3%. You've got, let's see here, Blink Charging, 2.4. PayPal, 1.85. Upwork, 1.77. Affirm, back to 151. Nice. Affirm's move into Australia, I think, is great. They actually use buy now, pay later a lot more than we do in America, and it's a good move. Getting, I mean, hey, the more you can get Affirm exposed to other opportunities and other brands. Remember, it's all about those brand partnerships. That's where you're really getting the. Hold on a second. That's where you're really getting the special opportunity for pricing with, like, how Peloton does the 0% financing. That's all Affirm partnerships. Peloton's paying for that in the back end. And these partnerships really make Affirm awesome. Okay, let's see here. One of these days, I'm using a different screen now for one of my little guys here, and can't find the darn thing. Give me 1 second here. Okay, let's see here. Aha! There we go. Okay, 1 sec, and put that there. There we go. Darn screens. Okay, perfect. Now I can put the chat in the right place. Haha. Perfect. Much better. All right. So back to the charts. Sunrun, Workhorse, Sens, AMC, Spotify, all these guys up a little bit here. I mean, the market mostly positive right now. It's really the exception here being Tesla. Tesla and Elon Musk's Twitter habits. Not very healthy for the stock, but that's okay. Tesla's done pretty incredibly, and I think there are a lot of folks looking for Tesla on sub 1,000 here. You've got you're sitting at where we are at right now. Let's see here. We're only down 1.64% right now. Looks like you got down to 1,005, 1,002 actually earlier in the pre-market. Recently here, 1,005, and we just started taking off here at the beginning of the day. A lot of that buy the dipping moving in for Tesla. All right, let's see here. On the downside, or sort of maybe not necessarily a downside, but on the crypto side where we're just always open. We're showing here a last price for Bitcoin at 65.38, Sheeb sitting at 53, Cardano 205. Doge at 25.8, and where's Solana? Let me see here. Solana. Okay. Weeble's making it a little complicated. No problem. We'll go over to CoinMarketCap then. There we go. All right, where's Solana? Here we go, 242. Nice. All right. Yeah, Vuzi's been an interesting play. I just don't, I don't know. I can't get over the fact that I just don't like their products. You know, these companies, they can run, but when you don't have that conviction in the product, it's anytime you run into it's easy. Look, it's easy to hold a stock when it's running. It's easy to hold a stock when it's running. It's difficult to hold a stock when it's not running. You know, when it's trading sideways, when it's trading down, it's a lot easier to paper hand out of it. Look at C3AI back to $50. Yeah, but it's still, golly, C3AI has been so stuck. Look at that, just stuck in the mud. Oh, well. So let's see here. Purple 5, Riot 5.95. GGPI moving nicely here. Oh, yeah, we were going to look at why EVGO is moving down. Sure that was that. Yeah, EVGO. All right, let's see what we got. EVGO moving down 7.25% on what? Let's see. News: EVGO falls as Credit Suisse and Bank of America downgraded on valuation. Well, at the same time, EVGO's price target raised to $22 at Cohen, and it's sitting at $17.53 right now. See if 23andMe has any news. 23 and it's just me. It's just ME. I think they got a cool ticker, ME. All right, so 23andMe holding price raised to $13 from $12 by Citi. But Citi downgrades 23andMe to neutral, citing rich valuation. That's so funny. That's what I said like 6 months ago when it was more expensive. Yeah, well. They're now showing, CNBC is now showing Elon Musk mentioning that he keeps forgetting that Bernie Sanders is still alive. Jeez. Anyway, Tesla 1.6. Let's go ahead and look and see if we can get some headlines here and find out what's going on. Ooh, if I can maybe find that container price article, I feel like that would be cool. But let me see here. Container falling. There we go. I found it. Okay. So in one corner of the shipping network, supply pressures have been driving hot inflation prints, and they now appear to be easing. Container freight rates have extended their decline, suggesting supply chain problems are easing in some of the biggest shipping routes. The World Container Index, which tracks the composite container freight rates for 8 of the busiest east-west trade routes, has been in its longest weekly losing streak since March of 2018. It's down about 11% from all-time highs in September. They measure it every week, and you had some of the highest spikes and inflections up in the summer around June and July, and it's really been negative throughout October and November so far. Every week, you're kind of seeing a little bit of a downtrend here. Very good, though. However, you are seeing break-even and inflation continue to move up here. Let's look at the 10-year break-even. 10-year break-even can be a little bit more of a sort of predictor as to what the market thinks about inflation than just looking at bond yields themselves. Because you're looking at the spread between the bond yield, like the 10-year, and the tips. which is negative right now. And so you've been seeing this spread widen. I do wonder if how much of this lately has been because of the CPI print and consumer confidence numbers. Let me see here. CPI for October. 5 days ago, it came out on November 10th. So, yep, that's when this number's peaked here. It's interesting. It also peaked October 26th. So you have this single peak here, fall CPI print comes out, jumps again. So keep an eye on that. But the fact that we're not really skyrocketing much more with these 6%, the 6.1% year over year inflation is something else. All right. Oh yeah, the U.S. and China have their meeting today. There's always this fear about relations with China completely falling apart. It'll be very interesting if well, ultimately just to see how they go. Obviously, everybody hopes that relations can normalize between the United States and China, especially since there are now suggestions that China is building exact replicas of United States warships in the Chinese desert lands and bombing them. That doesn't look good. Let's just say that. Oh well. Electric semi-trailers are next in the greening of China's roads. All right. Go to coffee. It's like the perfect temperature right now. All right. So what else do we have here? Pfizer fights to keep its $36 billion COVID recipe a secret. Big Short Michael Burry thinks Elon Musk just wants to sell Tesla. Well, Michael Burry is once again commenting on Elon Musk, saying that Tesla doesn't need cash, or the Tesla CEO doesn't need cash. He just wants to sell the stock. He doesn't need cash. He just wants to sell Tesla. The investor made famous in The Big Short tweeted. He also tweeted a chart of Tesla share price last closed at 1033 with an arrow pointing to when Musk said the automaker's stock was trading too high. Yeah. Elon Musk says Tesla is too high and not kidding. Yeah, it's a good point. It's well said. It's like the perfect chart too. He went all the way back to grab the 10-year version of the chart, which just shows like insanity. Parabolic growth. All right, let's see here. Global wealth surges as China overtakes the U.S. to grab top spot. Ooh. China. Oh, yeah. We were really, by the way, expecting a misprint on the Chinese retail data. And that's really because a lot of economists have been forecasting that China is going to be slowing down. And that could lead to some potential slowdowns just in the broader market. But so anyway, you've had a lot of these concerns about China slowing down and their retail data coming in slower than expected. But their data came out today. Today, let's see. I think it's already Tuesday in China. Time in Beijing. It is it's still today. It's 10:20. Okay, got another hour and 40 minutes before the day's over. But anyway, their retail numbers came in way better than expected. Take a look at this. Because look at the double V, first of all, that they have here. It's worth taking a look at this. Look at this. China's economic activity, right? So you have the V-shaped crash, then you have the V-shaped recovery, but the V-shaped recovery is also now like an upside-down V. It's not so ideal. But anyway, the latest data, China's economy performed better than expected in October as retail sales climbed and energy shortages eased, though a slump in property and rising COVID outbreaks show the recovery isn't on solid ground yet. Industrial output rose 3.5% in October from a year earlier, while retail sales accelerated 4.9%, beating forecasts. Yeah, there were some folks who were thinking that we might actually see shrinkage in China, and nobody likes shrinkage. So it's pretty impressive. Okay. Airlines see light at the end of the tunnel. Well, it's good that they're optimistic. I feel like that's what they said a year ago. Isn't it weird to think that a year ago now, the vaccines were basically just approved. Isn't that weird? It was like November 9th and November 15th or something when you had the Pfizer approval and the Moderna approvals come in. A year ago. And the best move then was buying anything recovery. Even though recovery stocks bounced like 30% on approval days, they still took off. Essentially, I mean, probably another doubling from there then on. Recovery just did so well as of November, but so did a lot of things. I mean, you could not go wrong investing in November. The market just did so well. All right, let's see here. Okay. Dish reaches new agreement with Sinclair to carry local channels. Okay, who cares? Airbus logs first Airbus 350F sale. Emirates may IPO. Ooh, airline. United Emirates. U.S. stock futures rise as inflation nerves settle. Or is it that container article? U.S. futures rose amid optimism that companies can weather the supply side crisis and central banks will keep fueling stock rallies. Yeah, pretty much. That's the expectation. Remember, the Fed's still printing like crazy, and it's weird. It's weird thinking about how we're in this inflationary time, at the moment. It's so present and so happening. But at the same time, you have Jerome Powell basically still, don't worry, I still got $105 billion coming to you. It's pretty crazy. $105 billion. Down from 120 per month. Then it's supposed to go down to 90 and then 75. So we'll see. All right. So, any IPOs I'm interested in, says we have a question here in the chat. I don't get excited about IPOs. I think IPOs are a really great way for bankers to make a lot of money writing the IPO, and oftentimes a lot of euphoria and media hype coming into a stock that leads the valuation to be totally skewed. And when the price is going up, you get this sort of like this insanity of market analysis and like conclusion drawing that you get from folks. People talking about how awesome it is that Rivian is so greatly vertically integrated. It's like, no, they're not yet, though. I mean, that's their plan, but they're not even close. And I'm not trying to poop on Rivian. Like, I want Rivian to do well. Gosh, I'd love to buy an electric truck. But, just got to be careful with IPOs. But anyway, backed down down another 3.4% to 23. This is another one that really, look at the momentum that ran into this. And it's amazing how momentum bleeds. This is a momentum bleed right here. And you can actually see a little bit of that in Tesla too. You get the euphoric run and then the momentum bleed, right? So, see? So very, very common. Too common. I wonder how Newegg's been ever since they had their momentum run. No, let's go there here. Newegg. Yeah, look at this. It's really incredible to see when you zoom out at the charts just how quickly things can run up on hype and euphoria and retail trading enthusiasm, and then you get this leveling, and as soon as you get this leveling, you end up getting the bleed out, and the bleed out is where you get bag holders, because this is where you get people like, oh well, if it only just goes back up, it doesn't have to. It's really important to remember that stocks do not have to only just go back up. They don't. They really don't have to. And you could just be holding on to something that's just going to keep bleeding and bleeding and bleeding. Especially this market. To me, this market's just very concentrated into some big names. And there are a lot of companies that just they've bled out, they're bleeding out, and it's hard for them to stay relevant. Let's take a look. I just want to keep an eye here. Honest, I had a little bit of momentum, tiny little bit of momentum come back, but boy, that is just see. This has been the IPO, like probably one of the worst IPOs here. Sad. I don't wish that upon anyone's stock. But hey, when you IPO, you pick that valuation. And I mean, in fairness, their goal is to try to figure out what's the most we can get at an IPO so the company can raise as much money as possible. And in fairness, the market was willing to pay this price. They were willing to pay $22. They were willing to pay $21. They were willing to pay $19. And so for 3 days, they did pay these elevated valuations. It even came back up and people paid $18 for the stock. But I mean, what a bleed it's had since then. Exhausted that willingness. Yeah, Jessica Alba's IPO. Still an expensive company. I mean, Honest, let's see here. Honest, let's see the market cap. It is... Oh, it just dropped below $1 billion. That's incredible. That's now $919 million. Wow. Small cap. All right. It's almost like Tattooed Chef. Tattooed Chef now is at $1.3 billion. All right. What else? Let's see. Inflationary headwinds may become a bigger force against U.S. stocks next year, according to Morgan Stanley strategists who prefer, let's see here, peers in Europe and Japan. They forecast the S&P will end 22 at 4,400, some 6% below current levels. Wow. Morgan Stanley, you bears. You short-selling bears. Yeah. We got 1 minute until the opening bell. Oh, and keep in mind, you can get yourself 41% off using that amazing coupon code linked down below on Stock DAC. Remember, the price does go up over time. You get the best price. You'll never be in a situation where you look back going, wow, I got less content at a higher price than somebody else who bought later. Never works that way. You always get more content and the best price the sooner you grab. So take a look at those programs linked down below. We'll be doing our course member live stream after this open stream here. Often usual, somewhere in that 7 o'clock hour. We'll get started with it. All right. So what else here? Bank of China. Let's see here. Hold on. We got 15. Oh, Bank of Canada. Bank of Canada says that while substantial monetary stimulus is still needed, the central bank is getting closer to raising rates. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and get the opening bell, which happens in 5 seconds. Although they're not showing the bell.
The $2 billion in damages, arguing that the Locals companies have cheated them out of billions. We'll talk more about that perhaps later on today. There's the opening bell and the CNBC real-time exchange. At the big board, it's U.S. Steel celebrating its 120th anniversary at the NASDAQ. It is Qualcomm celebrating its Investor Day. Jim, two companies we try to pay a lot of attention to.
Look, I think that when you...
Why would I calculate the CPI using 1980s measures? I mean, who cares? It's just like I saw somebody had like actually I think I can pull it up. I'll show you. This was like, who cares? Hold on. I think it was Blockworks. Of course, a company pitching crypto, which is fine. Like I like crypto, but I don't think I can find it. But anyway, they basically said the dollar's purchasing power over the decades, and then they put like $100 in like 1940 or something like that, and basically wanted to try to show over time how devalued the dollar had gotten, and how basically it's like that original $100 is now worth like $8 in purchasing power today. I can't find it, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, like that's what happens over time. We have inflation, ideally less than what we have now, obviously, but that's a good thing to some degree. Like some inflation is a good thing. It encourages investment. And quite frankly, you shouldn't be keeping your money in cash anyway. You should be investing it. Stock, or when you invest in real estate, when you invest in stocks, you generally have a return above and beyond what inflation is. So it's generally not that big of a deal. But anyway, so all right, let's see here. This is Tesla. Tesla stock chart at the open here, rotating down a little bit, sitting at 1014, coming off about 1023 right before the open. You do have a lot of excitement here for GGPI, up 18.5%. You've got the Planet 13. Can't tell. Oh, where'd it go? I don't know where it went. Anyway, C3AI. Look at that. C3AI finally running here, about 7%. Very nice. Embraer up 4.4. Matterport's up 4%. Very nice. Blink Charging 3.9. Vuzi up again 4.4. Lucid Motors 3%. It's the EV runs. It's a little exciting time for electric vehicles. Purple coming back from the grave a tiny little bit here. Not much though. Jeez. Rivian looks like it's actually trying to. Nope. It's down about 0.68%. 129. It's incredible. Crazy. All right. So let's see here. EVgo, MP Material rotating down about 5%. Oh, I wonder. There must be a news item on that. Usually it doesn't move so much, although it has just recently started running pretty incredibly. So MP Material, no news. It's just it's really been momentum in MP Material, and that's potentially what's pulling back a little bit now. You got Owlet, Hippo pulling back a little bit. Tesla down now 2%. I wonder if this is now Elon starting to dump. That'd be interesting. You're at 10:05 right now. You're going to be breaking 1,000 here momentarily. Hey, is that the time to buy? Who knows? How low can you go? How low can you go? Sitting at 10:07 right now. And we'll see. We'll come back to it. All right. Hut 8 Mining down a couple percent. Beyond Meat still bleeding. Gosh, Beyond Meat. Ay. That's been a crazy stock. No, not in a good way. Jeez. Enphase actually down 0.5%. Small moves here in the middle. I mean, as usual. GGPI slowing down a little bit, only up about 13%. Now, Matterport really still taking off at about 5.8%, 6%. Lucid 3.2%. Vuzi's moving right here along with Matterport. This must be enthusiasm on Metaverse. Yes. All right. So let's see here. Oh, yep, Tesla, 105, down 2.5% right now. Ooh, went down to 103. All right. So let's see here. Let's see what else we got in terms of news while we kind of keep an eye on this here. So we've got corporate bond sales, pile pressure on treasuries. Yes. Price down, yield up. U.S. coal prices surged to highest point since 2009. Yeah, but commodities always come down eventually. Commodities are in a 200-year cycle of deflation in terms of pricing. It's incredible. You just look at the long run pricing power of commodities, and they're always down. But short term, they can be fun to speculate on. And I mean, look at like what we've seen with aluminum and some of these other products. I mean, even lumber. I wonder how lumber has been doing, because we in the summer, lumber LBS, in the summer we started falling, but then we started rising again. It was such a weird inflection point that we had. I wonder how we're doing now. 632. Look at the year-to-date chart here. Yeah, it's interesting. And they put this. I hate this company for the chart that they use. But anyway, this insane run in May up to like 1,600. He ran down to about 454. You came back up to about 759, and now you're coming back down, sitting about 622. So you are getting a little bit of that rotation back to the downside. Look at the 1 month. Yeah, you see the 1 month kind of straight down again. Commodities. Not something I would want to buy and hodl, but if you could trade it, do it. All right, let's see here. What else? Musk. How is this top on Bloomberg Terminal? Musk taunts Sanders. Suggests he'll sell more stock. That's probably what's making the suit sell stock. Oh, wow. Tesla is actually, it's inflecting. It's slightly turning green. Oh, my goodness. Tesla. On the minute chart, not on the day. It's still down like 2% on the day. But anyway, C3AI is doing well. I wonder if there was news on C3. See if there is any news. All right, let's see here. AI. C3AI. Individual news. We have C3AI could surge given huge short interest and improving outlook. Yeah, people have been saying that for months. Like nothing's changed. But yeah, hey, I mean that'd be great. I'll look at what their short interest is. Let's see here. Apps. Meanwhile, Tesla's recovering. All right, let's take a look. Runs the up. Run it. All right, let's see here. Wow, Matterport's now up 7.2%. All right, EVgo, Root. Still got to make my InsurTech video. I might do that right after this. Maybe I could squeeze that in between this and the course member stream. C3AI has a short interest of 19.8%. Really? That's a huge short interest. I mean, it has been going. It's ticked up a little bit here recently. It's really been going up since about the summer. If I go to year to date, it's been higher. It's gone as high as 30% in April. Wow. All right. So let's see here. All right. Tesla 2.17, Lemonade 1.63 to the downside. Neo's down about 1.5, and Matterport sitting at 7%. Purple 3. Pinterest up a little bit, 3.4. AMC 2.9. Win 2.78. Oh, Win. You know they get like 70% of their revenue from China, and that's one of the reasons they fell so hard. I mean, even though they've got, or I should say net income, they got about 50% of their. It's just more than that. It's like 60. It's closer to like 55 to 60% of revenue, I believe, is China, and then I believe net income is a little bit more. It's closer to like 70% from China. So a lot of Chinese exposure here, which I wonder how Baba's doing. You know, this is another one that was all the rage for buying the dip with the whole China drama. Yeah, I mean, it's moved off its low of 138. You're up about 40. No, not quite 40 points. You're up about 30 points. And that's still not bad. Oh, 20%, something like that effect. Wow, Matterport, 9.25%. Is there news on Matterport? Let's see here. GTR. All right. The way everyone talks about EVs, it's like we're all going to be driving EVs and infrastructure will be set up in 2 to 5 years. Yeah, you're right, Steve. That's not going to happen. Because I see the sarcasm. Well, I mean, obviously you said it. It's not going to happen. But yeah, you got to remember when we're in these EV super cycles, it's so everybody is so gloriously excited about EVs. And all it takes is the battery FUD to come back and all the drama and stuff, and then they stop doing this. So, all right, let's see here. All right, how's PayPal doing? That's been a lagger. Ooh, it's up a couple percent today. 213. I wonder if volatility's finally come down on this thing. Oh wait, but first Matterport news. We'll look at some other news. Matterport. Nothing. It's literally moving on nothing. Kind of funny, honestly. When stock moves like 10% on literally nothing other than momentum. We're just trading. It's interesting. PayPal price target reduced to $275 from $310 by, how do I pronounce that? Somebody's got to help me pronounce this one. Mizuho. Mizuho. There you go. I don't know. It could totally be wrong. Probably is. But anyway, Rivian actually went positive. Rivian went from about down 2%. Look at that Rivian run here. Back up about 3% on the day here. That enthusiasm really coming through for Rivian. Look at the SPY, S&P 500. We're not really doing anything here on SPY. But yeah. That's incredible. Oh, Tesla's down 3% now. It was going green. It's probably as soon as it started going green. Now it's just like Elon sitting there, sell. There it is. It's under 1,000. Oh, it hit 999. Oh, 1,003 now. Came right back over. Just for a brief second there. Saw that 999 pickup. 999 sounds like a sale. It's because it is. All right. What is this here? Bloomberg. All right. Let's see what we got here. Six Flags abruptly replaces CEO. All right, let's go. Let's get some news here. Financial Times, Wall Street Times, Shell to shift tax base to UK and ditch dual share structure. Okay. JP Morgan chief becomes first Wall Street boss to visit Greater China during the pandemic. Ooh, Jamie Dimon. Coinbase co-founder launches biggest VC fund in crypto. Fred is behind a $2.5 billion fund. Wow. Cryptocurrencies are booming. And an almost 3-year-old investment firm has raised the largest new venture capital fund in history to keep the party going. Wow, for cryptocurrencies. Finished raising. Wow, raising $2.5 billion? Oh my gosh. For Paradigm One, their first venture capital fund. Investors jockeyed to commit. Okay. It's small compared to where we're going in 10 years. Oh my gosh. Paradigm's eye-popping fundraise could stoke fears about a bubble in cryptocurrencies, especially in the niche corners of decentralized finance where the firm has made its name. Earlier this year, VC firm Andreessen Horowitz also raised twice as much as it had hoped for a new cryptocurrency fund, bringing in $2.2 billion. Oh my gosh. Largest crypto fund ever at the time. Wow. Yeah, interesting tweet here. Crypto may look like a speculative casino from the outside, but that distracts many from the deeper truth. The casino is a Trojan horse with a new financial system hidden inside. Okay, well, the program's run oh wow. That's an incredible raise. $2.5 billion raised. I wonder what they're gonna go buy. CryptoPunks? That's a lot of money. Wow. Okay. Let's see here. All right. Biden's EV plans spark outrage in Mexico and Canada. Oh. Let's see here. Joe Biden will meet leaders of Mexico and Canada later this week. Encourage Americans to buy electric cars made in the U.S. And they sparked furious opposition from two of the largest trading partners. Although not passed into law yet, the $1.75 trillion legislative package contains proposals to offer a credit of $7,500 for EVs made only in the U.S. And another $4,500 on top of that are available for cars made with union labor, so not Tesla. Darn union lobbyists. All right, so what do we got over here? Ooh, Tesla fell to $9.97. Elon, what are you doing? What are you doing? GGPI is up 10.8. Matterport up 10.5. It's an incredible run here on Matterport. Jeez, look at that. Just straight up on the day here. Yeah. Pins is up 4%. Nice recovery here on Pins. Coinbase 3.3. QCOM 2.8. And let's see here. Palantir 2%. Trade Desk's up about 2% as well. Wind Resorts a couple percent. Dave & Buster's 1.84. Amazon 1.83. Cake 1.83 as well. Etsy's up 1.6. Nice. And downside, C3AI. Sorry, let's see upside again. There we go. EVgo still selling off. So is 23andMe. Outlet Marathon Digital. Upstart down 4.38%. Tesla is technically down 3.2 now. SunPower down 2.8. Tesla now sitting at what, $9.99. Got those limits out of the way there. And Affirm still slightly up here, but barely 0.2%. And then Rivian's been on a little bit of a rocket out of the red, about 2%. So let's see here. Do I swing trade any of my long positions? Very rarely. Very rarely. All right. So what else? Wow, this is Kabul right now. It's on Fox Business. Look at this. What a shot. A lockdown for the unvaccinated. Austria. All right, let's go back to CNBC. A lot of politics there on Fox Biz. All right, what do we got over here?
You got yields pretty much higher across the board as the long bond once again approaches 2%. We'll be right back.
All right. See what other headlines you got. So, talked about, we're going through the Financial Times here. What are the Financial Times like? Financial Times. Adventures in the art world? Really? Couples who share beds but not COVID may hold clue to invincibility. Okay. Let's see here. Oldest asset class of all still dominates modern wealth. Oh, oldest asset class of all? Real estate. Are real estate prices today the equivalent of bread prices? It's the question that was recently asked by a trade union leader in Germany, where there has been a push to seize corporate-owned rental units and put them in public ownership. Oh, okay. Many Dutch cities want to ban investors from buying cheap homes to rent out. South Korea's ruling party took a beating in mayoral elections for failing to stop a 90% hike in the average price of a sole apartment. China's President Xi Jinping has made affordable housing a huge part of his common prosperity theme, saying that housing is for living in and not speculation. We know that home prices are inflated in many places, but a new study from the McKinsey Global Institute, which tallies up the balance sheets of 10 countries and represents 60% of global income, has some eye-popping numbers to show how much money is in real estate. The study, entitled The Rise of the Global Balance Sheet, looked at real assets and other things, blah, blah, blah. It found that 2/3 of net worth is stored in residential, corporate, and government real estate, as well as land. Wow. 2/3 of all net worth in real estate. That's incredible. Ay. So McKinsey found a strong inverse correlation between the net worth relative to GDP and a 5-year rolling average of nominal long-term interest rate. Okay, so in other words, the value in properties going up as rates are going down. I mean, that makes sense. The authors believe, declining rates have played a decisive role in lifting asset prices of all sorts, but particularly real estate. Yep. Constrained land supply, zoning issues, over-regulated housing markets. Yeah, I really think a lot of the issues that we have with housing are government. If you're upset about how high housing prices or high real estate rental prices, you should be pissed off at your government for failing to build more. It doesn't necessarily have to mean build more and congest more, but I mean there's plenty of land. There's plenty of land. Just go build. Anyway, ramifications are troubling. For starters, asset values are now 50% higher than the long-run average relative to income. Net worth and GDP have traditionally moved in sync with one another. Much of the disconnect between wealth and growth stems from too much money in real estate. Yep. With the exception of in development. All right, we're not going to go through this whole thing. But, yeah. That's an interesting one. All right, let's see here. Land is the new Bitcoin, limited supply. Oh, gosh, I don't recommend buying land. Tesla just fell below $1 trillion in market cap. Ooh. Tesla's market cap goes on sale. Look at it really dance, $9.99. Although it did hit $9.95 there for a second. What's crazy is you've got I'm sure so many people buying the dip, but Elon just has so much that he's selling, and he's doing it in such a frustratingly slow way. Like, just rip the bandage off, do a block sale already, get it done. But no, Elon wants to slowly do it, slowly sell. Dang you. So you got a big sale, it'd be nice because then maybe you could get like a nice big discount. But no, it's got to be the slow bleed. Oh, well. All right, what else we got? Oh, how's volatility looking on PayPal? Let's see here. We're waiting for that historic volatility to come down. HVG. Let's see. PayPal. Oh, it's still up. Oh my gosh. It'll come down. Always does. No guarantees. All right, what else we got? Let's see if there's anything else that's interesting here. Posted a real estate video last night, by the way, on the channel. In case you should definitely go watch it if you haven't yet. All right, so let's try the journal. The FOMO rally and the everything bubble. Let's see here. Hold on a second. The bubble is in everything. They never ring a bell at the top of the market, but there's always a long history of high-profile bears throwing in the towel at inflection points. Last year, someone called it quits at the end of the worst run for value stocks in 2 years. Perma bear Russell Clark has now emerged as another victim of this remarkable cycle. Yeah, bears are just getting slaughtered. Let's see here. His exit comes as financial markets seem to have tipped from euphoria into what analysts call FOMO, or a fear of missing out boom. Yeah. It feels like Candy Crush. Oh my gosh. The options market is the best example of the current frothiness. 2.6 trillion worth of stock options traded in a single day. Wow. According to Goldman Sachs, that's insane. It's usually under a trillion. You're in like the 800 billion range. Wow. So this year, let's see here. Thrilling. Okay. Changing attitudes. FOMO rally. Dividends are on track to exceed pre-pandemic levels. Yeah, that's true. Credit Suisse decision to exit the business of prime broking. Is that the word, broking? Or is it supposed to be brokering? I don't know. But anyway. They just basically, it looks like talking about different casualties here. Ooh, that's a cool picture. Yeah, a bunch of different bears just getting wrecked. All right, let's try the journal. You watch the video and you're waiting for a Meet Jack channel. That's awesome. Is there any reason you want to look at InsurTech? I've already looked at InsurTech. There's just a video I want to make on it. All right. Democrat governor in Texas? Or somebody running to be a Democrat governor in Texas? Inflation pushes gold to 5-month high. Ooh. Peter Schiff should be happy. Tyson Meat falls among labor shortages. Closing arguments in the Rittenhouse. Gosh, there's really not much going on. I think really the most entertaining thing right now is, well, either trying to find deals where there's pain, like Tesla sitting at 998, Neo at 230 to the downside. I always love looking where there's pain. Backed holdings. I think back could still have some ways to go here. They ran on so much euphoria. That was crazy. And their revenue recognition is nutty. Lemonade's down about 1.2. Okay, what's running here? Matterport. I don't understand why Matterport's up 11%. Honestly, I have no idea. I mean, I don't mind it. It really helps offset some of that Tesla madness. Look at this. Even Pinterest coming up 5% here. Trade Desk 4.5. Voyager Dig 3.8. It's impressive. AMC, Square, Etsy. Some good moves. EXP. Where's Palantir? Oops. Palantir. There we go. Palantir finally up 2.6%. And SoFi up again 4.5%. It's incredible. It's really just the market rally you can't not be a part of. It's awesome. Enphase down 2.6%. Still though, $245 a share. Gosh, it's gotten expensive. Affirm. Let's look at some of the faves here. Affirm just went negative, barely, and Etsy sitting at 2.2%. All right, so let's see here. Look, yeah, Shift is really sucking, isn't it? Where's Shift? Shift Technology is sitting at $6.12. Wow, it's incredible. Tesla $9.98. All right, Disney. Take a look at Diz. Matterport is up. Hold on. Someone here says, who's Jay talking? Somebody bought at all-time high. Look at Disney. But Voyager blowing. Yeah, okay. So Jonas here says that Matterport is up is because the metaverse has been more hyped the last couple of days than it was a weeks ago. Many influencers picking Matterport as the top exposure to the metaverse. Oh, well, that's cool. I mean, I've been in Matterport for a long time. I love it. I personally, I agree. I think it is the best stock. So I don't like Vuzi. I don't like Facebook. And you know, when you look at it that way, it's like, okay, well, what are you gonna pick? And Matterport is right there. 3D scanning. It's perfect. It's brilliant. I love it. Let's see here. I thought you bought Palantir at all-time highs, me, Kevin. No way, dude. I had like well, first of all-time highs is like high 30s, which is crazy. I bought some crazy options that were amazing when Palantir was in the toilet. Let's say it was under 20, and I dumped them at like 29.30. It was so beautiful, and took a lot of profit out of Palantir. Yeah, it's been great. I recently did trim a little bit of like 10 or 15 other stocks though, because I did get assigned on Tesla, unfortunately, because I remember I sold a put the day before Elon's like, I'm selling 10% of my shares. I'm like, oh, that sucks. So, but that actually raises the opportunity of potentially selling weekly calls again. Let's see, let's see if you sell a weekly call, what do you get paid? You actually don't get that much. Sell a call for Tesla on the weekly, get $31 right now, 3%. I mean, 3% for 5 days is interesting. Just jump on over to the next week. You get 46, $73. Nice. Yeah. But once Elon's done, people are there's an expectation that you might see Tesla move again. We'll see. Why don't I sell more Tesla puts? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It's I honestly I don't want to get assigned again. uh, you know, I have I'm like, what am I in? I think I'm like 80K in margin right now. And if I sell too many puts, especially on the weekly, you could end up in margin pretty quickly again. Tattooed Chef has earnings tomorrow. Is that true? Let's see. Tattooed Chef. Let me see here. I guess I can look here. Let's see if they gave us an update. Remember, they delayed earnings last week, which is quite odd. It's very odd when a company delays earnings. Oh, yeah, November 16th. Oh, good for them. After the market close. Yep. All right. Well, we'll see what happens tomorrow. Yeah, no, I'm not jumping up and down about selling covered calls on really anything right now. I'm more interested in, honestly, if I were going to sell a covered call right now, I'd probably be more interested in just selling some shares, having a little bit of cash on the side. But I'm 100% invested right now. But yeah, I do think the market's quite frothy. But then again, we don't have that many negative catalysts, and that's why you're seeing this this overall sort of euphoria. Just not a lot. Oh yeah, Voyager up another 7%. It's just I think the market's going to start pricing in this this escape of the end of inflation. It'll still take a while for inflation to go away. I think that gets misconstrued a lot. Like, we're not going to all of a sudden go from high inflation to no inflation or negative inflation, but you're looking for those inflection points, which we've already gotten in the shipping container prices. Unity as a metaverse play? Really? I'm trying to remember Unity here. So Unity, for game dev. That's right. That's an interesting argument. Unity. Their game engines are really great. I'm trying to remember what some of the games are that they do. Unity, top games. Hearthstone, is that true? Oh, wow. A lot of games I actually don't really recognize. Yeah, Nickelodeon games. Wow. PGA Tour 2K21. Cloudplunk, Desperado. Wow, so many different games here I don't really recognize. Call of Duty Mobile. Oh, that's cool. Pokemon Go, is that true? I mean, they have a lot of games. And you could go to their Wikipedia page and just see, and it's insane. But they also have the augmented reality engine, and they list a partnership with the Halo the Halo lens, or the HoloLens rather, not the Halo lens. I'm thinking about the game Halo, but the Microsoft HoloLens. It's not a bad argument. How's that one been doing? Unity. Oh yeah, it's exploded since the metaverse talk. Yeah. I think the market agrees with you on a metaverse exposure stock. Unity just bought Weta, the studio that did the, I'm assuming CGI for the Lord of the Rings movies. That's incredible. That's cool. Wow. Okay, cool. What's Kayla saying? Hold on a sec.
The end of this term, that may impact the White House's appetite for a confirmation battle. Yellen, of course, over the weekend weighed in saying a range of candidates are still being considered. Morgan?
Ooh, the plot thickens. Kayla Tausche, thank you. We also want to get our own Steve Leisman into this with a look at what a Brainerd selection could potentially mean for the market. Steve.
Thanks, Morgan. Yeah, most observers see very little daylight between Fed Chair Powell and Governor Lael Brainerd on the issue of monetary policy. Brainerd thought to be only slightly less likely to put on the monetary policy brakes and restrain economic growth to fight inflation. Where there are differences, they mostly concern policy on a central bank digital currency and financial regulation. Brainerd has never dissented on monetary policy. She's been on the board since 2014. She has dissented several times on efforts to ease some of the Dodd-Frank bank regulations, and she has generally supported a central bank digital currency. Powell has been more circumspect as the leader of the Fed. But Brainerd, who's been on the Fed since 2014, not from the progressive wing of the Democratic Party that appears to be championing her chairship. In June, she said, "We have the tools and experience to gently guide inflation back down to target, and no one should doubt our commitment to do so." Also saying in September, however, the forward guidance on maximum employment and average inflation sets a much higher bar for the liftoff of the policy rate than for slowing the pace of asset purchases. That's the same thing that Powell has generally said. Now, Krishna Guha of Evercore ISI thinks the difference is maybe a few of them between Powell and Brainerd on the margin when it comes to monetary policy. He said a Brainerd Fed might hold on a bit longer for a bit more labor progress before starting to hike. Of course, that may be true. It's also true that a Fed chair has to steward an 18-person committee, always looking for minimal dissent, and take responsibility for inflation outcomes. So Brainerd as chair could be different from Brainerd as governor.
Interesting, Steve. What you're saying sort of fits in a lot with the discussion the last couple of weeks, and that is it's not necessarily that she's more dovish. Some argue there's some gender bias baked into that, but that her language tends to evolve more slowly over time.
I think that's right. She's very careful. I was talking to a person who knows her pretty well about how she used to prepare for some of those international meetings. And they say she'd come in with a binder this thick. And I said, "You mean like over prepare like Yellen?" And the person said, "Yeah, just like that." The Yellen was well known for that. So I think she's careful. I think she's deliberate. But I also don't see her being from that sort of progressive wing of the party. I would put her more in line with the kind of maybe Summers or Austin Goolsbee, Jason Furman wing of the economic part of the Democratic Party. Carl.
All right, Steve Leisman, thank you. As we, as we head to a quick break, here is a look at our roadmap for the rest of the hour, including
got Bitcoin falling here a little bit. So is Doge and some of these other coins. But yeah, take a look here. Bitcoin just within, since the open here, shaving off almost 1,000, almost more like 800, 700 points. Yeah, but otherwise, pretty consistent market here. We got the same bleeders. Tesla now at 994 as the selling pressure continues. And Matterport now up 14%. Wow. That's awesome. Okay, cool. Well, it's going to be time for the course member live stream here shortly. Thank you very much for being here. Stay tuned for that alert on the course member live stream if you're not part of the course yet. Where we get to do Q&A and chat together about ideas and strategies. Check out the coupon down below. Thank you very much for being here, and we'll see you in the next one. Thank you.